Hi YouTube, it's me, Thaelo, again, making a YouTube video. Today I am responding to a video, or not responding, I guess responding, responding, to a video in which I was, highlighted in for toxic behavior, period. I don't know. It's, a video by a YouTuber called Spook and Jukes, and it is called Top 5 Saltiest Reactions, August 2021, Dead by Daylight. Yeah, which is interesting because the clip he uses of me isn't an August, but it's not really relevant. I'm just gonna view it. I've seen it already because I came home and everyone's like, "Oh, Thaelo, you were in Spook and Jukes YouTube video," and yeah, I'm gonna just, I don't know, see how I'm gonna respond to it. I'm going to maybe talk about how I feel about it, what I do currently to address it. I don't know, as a person, maybe explain why I acted in the way I did, and yeah, maybe show something, a different side of myself, and yeah, obviously everybody watching this knows, but that's what we're doing today. Long day of work. Sorry, I've not showered yet, but I figured this is important. Okay.
Can you handle the salt?
I hate basement bubbles, and that pussy bitch was all of them. You need all my asshole.
I hit E!
So glad I got fucking tunneled. What a piece of shit.
This is so embarrassing.
What is going on, guys?
For me,
so
not for him.
for the first episode of my new top 5 series that I started, where you guys send me your submissions of the saltiest, cringiest, most entitled reactions that you get from other players in Dead by Daylight, whether it's survivors, killers, streamers, whoever. Then I go back and react to them and pick the 5 best ones, 5 most memorable in my personal opinion. And yeah, then we take a look at those. I can already tell from all the submissions that I've been getting that this is going to be a really fun series. It's great to have you guys be a part of it, and I'm just excited to react to other people's salt and see what other people get, because I know what I get and what kind of salt that I've had throughout the years, but to see it from your perspective, it's fun. It's a fun time. So let's jump right in and start at number 5.
I'm just gonna skip ahead here to mine because, you know, I don't think anybody wants to watch. I don't know. People want to watch toxic spots, but I don't enjoy it. I want to, you know, I've seen mine. I want to show it because it's not something I'm proud of, but it is something I did, and I think, you know, everybody's entitled to see that. But yeah, we're gonna skip ahead to my section of the video as soon as I can find it. Okay, here we are.
What? How? Oh, I was injured. I'm not showing that on stream, dude. You fucking think I'm gonna let you mori me on stream? What a cock, dude.
Oh lord. Hold on. Let me just see how. I want to see something. Okay, so this person's already dead. He's 2 hooked, and the other 2 have been hooked once. So it doesn't seem like this guy was like relentlessly tunneled or anything. 2 gens left. So I just wanted to, because it starts pretty late into the match, so I just wanted to see a little bit of context here. But yeah, basically.
Yeah, I don't know if I was tunneled or not. Probably not. Maybe I was. I'm not sure. To be honest, like, first response, not so good. Like, probably this isn't recent. This is like month ago. Well, pretty recent. I don't know. In which I was still living at home, and I was not in the best state. I'm not going to talk about that. It's not really an excuse. And yeah, I was taking it out a lot on Dead by Daylight. So I will say, isn't really like the, yeah, I don't know. It's not cool. Hopefully the person who watched this didn't take it personally, because let's be honest, it's a game. It's Dead by Daylight. Like, me reacting like this, part of it, it's just being in the moment and trying to be energetic. Probably I might have been worried a couple times before that, and I was in a bad mood. So I don't know. It's not an excuse. I'm not saying it's an excuse. Just how I feel. This next part gets intense, and I do want to explain it because it is not taken out of context. It's what I said, but it's definitely, I guess, extrapolated on, because maybe I'll talk about what I was thinking a little bit. I don't know. We'll keep watching though.
Based on looking at everybody's hook counters and the fact that one person's already dead and there's 2 gens left, it doesn't seem like this person was like tunneled to get Moried or anything.
You fucking think I'm gonna let you mori me on stream? What a cock, dude.
Cock, dude. No.
Because he Moried
It's
you?
not good.
Absolute trash.
Jeez. He's so pissed. Jesus.
Oh, he's a Twitch streamer, guys. He's a Twitch streamer.
Okay.
Oh my.
I do want to say this because, to be honest, most of the time I am the type of person. At this situation, I didn't check if he was a Twitch streamer. I was just looking at his account because, yeah, I was pissed off. And then I found out he was a Twitch streamer, and I was like pissed off, and I reacted poorly. We're gonna keep going, but I'm gonna talk about something else. Yeah, like, so I kind of went and I checked out his account because I was like, you know, what does this person's description like say about them? Because like I find like a lot of people in this game are defensive when it talks about like how they play their game. And I think like the best attribute, like this guy, I don't know, I don't watch Spook and Loops, but I think like I watched the whole video and he does talk about like, oh, you're just trying to kill. And I agree with that. And as long as you're saying that is the thing. Lots of people will like go into this like game with this sort of mindset of being like, oh, I'm not toxic, and then play in a way that not toxicity. Sorry. I didn't write a script for this. I'm just kind of reacting to it, so it's as genuine as possible. But so I checked his description to see, hey, is this guy like proud of the way he plays? And if he's proud of the way he plays, like generally I'm like, cool. And if they're not proud, it's kind of like the opposite thing. So I kind of like like I find people who play really quote unquote toxically in this game often are more doing it like for attention. But if they're doing it in a way that's just like, ha, I'm really good at this game, get fucked, I kind of respect that. So that's what I was looking at. And then I just saw that it was like Twitch streamer and non-toxic. And I got pissed off because as a streamer, you do get Moried a lot. And it's the joke, you know, more the Twitch streamer, which, you know, it's not a big deal. You know, people want that sort of attention. But it is frustrating. You know, not sometimes people just bring in Morieds. I'm not trying to make myself bigger than I am. But being Moried consistently is not the best. But as a Twitch streamer, if you're another Twitch streamer who's playing like Mori the streamer, it's frustrating because I feel like you're a little bit out of touch with like what you're doing, because as a streamer who's just trying to hang out and play the game, you can be really it can be really frustrating. People just like trying to make your game unpleasant. Okay, to go forward, that's why I kind of got angry in that situation, because I'm like, oh, he's a Twitch streamer and he's playing Mori the streamer. It was just like, probably if I was reacting like that, I had some like situations that weren't good in the game. I don't remember the game. I play a lot of Dead by Daylight. I remember reacting like this because I try not to most of the time, but the game wasn't the relevant part. It was more like my own mental health at the time, and me taking it personally that he was mooring me, which since then I've kind of gone through a fair amount of like thinking. Even before this video came out, it's kind of a shitty thing because like I've been working a lot on the way I structure my streams and being a good influence. And I went through some thoughts and mental health things that I talked about, which is not relevant. Sorry, I'm expecting like if I say mental health, he's gonna like jump on it like I'm trying to make excuses, because this isn't good behavior for me at the time. And I've been focusing a lot on not like taking things personally as a streamer, because there's a lot of people who, you know, prey on emotions when it comes to being a streamer. This isn't him preying on my emotions. It's karma for me being a dick. Sorry, just to explain. So that's kind of how this is going. But we'll keep going through the video.
Oh my god.
Oh,
guys,
no.
make sure to check out Dego.
Oh my god, I sound like such a dick. Sorry, I just got like pissed off. And like 90% of the time, if I get in the same situation, I'll intentionally be untoxic. And this happened lots of times. You can like some of the streamers I stream with, two dudes like crushed me as Wraith, and I was pissed off about it. And rather than being toxic, I told everybody go join his chat and say something nice to him. And now we're great friends. So it's one of those situations where I was having a bad time mentally, and yeah, I reacted poorly. Yeah.
Waffles. He has 152 followers.
Oh, dude. Oh, sorry. The fact that I brought up followers there shows just like how out of it I was, because as a streamer, like followers does not matter. It's about enjoying yourself and having a good time. And yeah, I was pissed off, and it's not an excuse, but I just want to say I don't stand by that. I stand in it, but like I don't agree with it. I don't think you should be ashamed of how many people are watching you or viewing you. It's not about that. So yeah, we'll keep watching. Sorry.
So good.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
And even he knows it. He's like, oh god, who makes fun? Like, I don't think it was my intention. I just like read it as like something, and I was angry, and like I don't think I was really thinking that clearly, to be honest. Any like someone who's talking like this isn't thinking very clearly. Like you can see in my eyes, I'm like messed up. I like like it's more that like I'm sleep deprived, angry, like not in a good state there. But yeah.
Guys, make sure to check out.
Make sure to, because the thing is, like, most of the time when I see another streamer, I say that, except I don't say make sure to check out. I say, guys, let's go check this player out. And I went to go check him out to see if he was actually untoxic, and we'll see that in a second. And I just made myself look worse because I didn't explain very well what I was doing, and I was so angry that I just sound like a toxic, salty person, right? So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna explain what I was thinking about.
Dego Waffles. This is literally definition. Okay, I actually.
Okay, so I'm gonna say what I say. I say it's the definition, like someone who's angry. And I don't know this because this is a random person, and more than anything, like I was like feeding in my annoyance at like things like my life, but also at the game, because I feel like a lot of people do kind of like hurt others to make themselves feel good. And I'm not saying Spook and Jukes is one of those people. I think he's just monopolizing on people being salty, and like it's kind of perpetuating this saltiness of Dead by Daylight, because you know it's not really a good thing to be watching and like putting out there, in my opinion. Do whatever you want, Spook and Jukes, but like perpetuating like salty behavior, like it's one of those things that like this shows me as like a dick, and I get it. I was acting like an asshole, but like it shows like 1 10-minute frame, and I'm not gonna say what's going on in my life. Like it's not like an excuse, but like for someone who has gone through things that is not cool, and if I was in a worse mental state, like seeing this video, like it's really easy to prey on someone who's being a dick, but like it would have fucked me up if this video came out a month or whatever ago when I was going through like stuff. Like I was not in a good headspace, and like yeah, I don't know, like seeing a video like this, being the thumbnail of a video like this would have crushed me. And I don't know what I would have done. I've kind of like been processing a lot in the last while, and I want to react to this because it is something that's important to like talk about, being toxic, and how you deal with your emotions. At the time, I was dealing with my emotions through being toxic in Dead by Daylight, and it was allowing me to, get my anger out, at my frustration out with other things at this game, which isn't cool because you shouldn't be like feeding your frustration onto other people because you can't deal with yourself. But everybody's in a different headspace, and at the time I wasn't choosing to deal with my own frustration in a healthy way. But yeah, so that I don't know, this video, it isn't the healthiest thing, because to be honest, like,
Don't be toxic to this guy, because toxicity.
okay, so this is like my like internal brain like being like, what are you doing, Thaelo? Don't be toxic. I'm really pissed off. I wanted to like say things, and I'm like, wait a minute. Make sure you're making sure everybody knows you don't want anybody to be toxic. You're just venting. And that's what I was doing. I was venting, and I was venting way too harshly. This is random player on Dead by Daylight, and I took his like Twitch into it, which was just me like finding out that he was on Twitch, and I shouldn't have, like, it's just not really cool. But yeah,
It's just not worth it. But like, this is the definition of someone who wasn't successful on Twitch and now goes after other people on Twitch.
yeah, and it's probably not even true. Like, it's just me being angry. Like, he probably put the Mori on for me, and that sucks. And maybe it's because he got Mori'd a lot as a streamer, and now he's perpetuating like the whole cycle, or maybe it's just because he thinks it's funny. But I overreacted 100%. But what I say next, it's probably not true.
Hold on, how did he just go after you? I don't know, just because he moried you? And you must have looked up his name.
And that's the thing. Well, I didn't. Well, that's the thing. Like, the fact that I was entitled enough to think that, like, because he brought a Mori, he's going after me, is just really shows like how much of a bad headspace that it was in, taking that personally, like internalizing it and getting angry over it. It's, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think a lot of people who react like that, and I'm not saying I'm perfect now, but I think it really shows that a lot of people acting like that, they're not in the best headspace. So mocking them online probably doesn't help anything. It probably makes it worse for them, and it just perpetuates a motion of toxicity. This isn't like this isn't trying to like be annoyed at you, Spook and Jukes. You're doing what you want to do, but it's just my opinion on it. Because people, for some reason online, like watching people be toxic, and that's why, like, this stream, when I act like that, I'm almost more successful, because Rage compilations, like, XQC is the biggest streamer on Twitch. Like, it's just the kind of thing. Everybody on Twitch is kind of like just a seat higher to the next person. You get to say whatever you want with a bunch of people who back you up, and it's definitely something you want to take with like a grain of salt, because you're not always right. You're not some god, and just because some people see you at your highest moments, so you back you up when you're at your lowest moments, doesn't mean it's right. And in this situation, it definitely wasn't right for me to like act like that.
Name, because I'm seeing there's no TTV in the killer's name. That means this guy went out of his way to see if they were a streamer, just so he could talk shit about them being a streamer, by the way.
Yeah, so I wasn't like going out of my way to talk shit about a streamer. I just opened his like Steam profile. I don't know, often most of the time I do that when it's a PC player, and it was just in his description. So I know it seems like I went all the way out of my way, but I just opened his profile and it said that he was a TTV. So, like, I'm not that toxic. I will defend myself there. It wasn't cool for me to do. Like, well, I should have just, like, held my tongue, and yeah, it's not about the game. But yeah.
And he says don't be toxic, and then he like talks shit about them on his stream. That's interesting. That's a bit counterproductive.
It is counterproductive. I agree.
Goes on Twitch to fucking mess with people, other people who actually, like, I don't know, care about what they're doing.
It sucks to feel like you care about what you're doing a ton and have people kind of like pinch you and poke at you and trash you. Like, it's not cool. And it's not something as a person I try and take seriously now. At the time, I wasn't in a good enough mental state to be processing on Twitch in a good way. So, like, my non-Twitch life was making me represent as a Twitch streamer bad as well. Worse, because I felt like it was a place I could just vent and do whatever I wanted because I have an audience of people who back me up, and I really appreciate you guys for doing that. But, like, yeah.
Turn his headset up.
And I don't know why I was trying to, like, I don't think I was trying to mock him there. Like, I was just, so this is kind of like this diffusion stage where I go to his Twitch and I'm like angry, and then I realize, shit, this guy's just a random streamer and he's just hanging out, and he turns his headset, and then I say turns his headset up, and I'm like, wait, like, it's just a normal thing, and I'm still angry, but in my head I realize, oh wow, that was probably not something I needed to do, open his Twitch or be angry about. And I kind of, yeah.
Okay, I'm not following this guy. I don't.
And, like, that's such a, like, a joke, like, mechanism. Like, rather than admitting I'm wrong, I go forward and I'm like, oh, I'm not following this guy, but it's because I realize I'm wrong. Like, it was just a bad mechanism, okay? Yeah.
You can't even, you tried to mock him and he couldn't.
That's true. Like, I don't know if I was trying to mock him. I just I tried to check out, because when you're really angry about something, you're like, I want to be right. It's like, I want to see this guy's stream and see someone acting like I was just acting. Someone who's doesn't care about anyone, just super angry and super toxic. And to be honest, I feel like most people kind of go into those phases sometimes. And not as bad as this, because most people don't have the support of an entire Twitch audience, and that's the thing. Being, like, consistently supported by a Twitch audience kind of makes you get in your mind, like, it's a hard thing to process, and it takes a bit to, like, learn how to process. At least it did for me. So yeah.
You couldn't even say, you couldn't even like mock him correctly. Did you hear that?
This is kind of a little bit sad from his perspective. Like, I'm not, like, he's just trying to provide content, which was kind of what I was doing, but, like, perpetuating, like, the cycle of toxicity. So I'm pissed off at him because of his Dead by Daylight content. Rather than just, like, letting go of it, I decided to go to his Twitch stream and, you know, insult him. He's watching me be toxic. And rather than saying, wow, that's not cool, he's being toxic, he chooses to, like, perpetuate toxicity and make fun of me for not being toxic well enough. Sorry. That is a little bit hypocritical. Not a big deal. I just, yeah. Okay. We're just going to move on from that.
Let's listen to that again.
Turn his headset up.
Headset?
Okay, I'm not following this guy. I don't.
I do have a lisp. Sometimes. When I was younger, I had a speech impediment, and I did go through speech therapy. So, not that cool. Not that cool, Spook and Jukes. But, yeah. It's really easy to, like, demonize people, I think. And going into this, I'm realizing everybody's going through stuff. And I know I go through, like, but I think creating a platform and like choosing to be not angry with people is just better. I don't know. I'm gonna go through and find something I like. We'll keep going.
Oh no, I have no respect for this player.
And it's just not like. Of course, I don't have respect for them. I've never met them, but it's just like, well, I don't need to share that. Like, this guy doesn't care if I respect them. Like, the fact that I'm entitled enough to think that this guy cares if I respect them is kind of hilarious. And yeah, it's just a sort of thing where I don't feel empowered enough as a person, and I didn't at the time. So I try and like, I feel hurt, so I'm like, oh, I don't respect you. And it's like, no one cares if I respect them. And I don't know. I know that now. At the time, I didn't know that.
I think he was played like absolute trash. And
Reported.
Replayed like absolute trash. Reported. Wait.
I don't recommend any of you guys check him out. I also don't recommend you guys engage in anything toxic because it's just not worth it. But yeah, no, people like that are scum and don't deserve.
It's the most contradictory sentence ever. The way he looked at the camera, like it just like, because as a person, even when I'm at my lowest, I don't like telling people to be toxic. I was just venting there, and it's not a good place to vent online with a group of people watching you who wants to listen to what you're saying. And I've struggled as a streamer to like realize there's a difference between like a group of people that I've struggled to realize, because I've always felt like as a streamer, like sort of an equalness between myself and my chat, and I respect you guys respect me, but with that doesn't mean I just get to say whatever I want and be like, oh, they make their own decisions. People, because you're a streamer, that people listen to you. And I watched an Ots video a while ago, and it kind of like impacted me, because this thing gets out when you do something toxic. And it's not even about like hide when you're being toxic. It's just about processing when you're offline. And because nobody should react to a game of Dead by Daylight like this. It's just not worth it.
Deserve support on Twitch.
Everybody deserves to support on Twitch. It's something I've always said. If you like hanging out, streaming, playing video games, stream on Twitch. It's super amazing, and you will find a group of people who wants to watch you and wants to hang out with you, and you'll probably support each other, and it's great. So yeah, that was a shit thing for me to say. Yeah, I disagree with it fundamentally, and if I was in a better headspace, I wouldn't have said it.
Wow. I don't, he says not to be toxic and then calls him scum and tells everybody not to follow their Twitch. Nice. Very not toxic, by the way. I love how he reports him, too. That shit is hilarious. That is a...
It is pretty hilarious. Wait, let's see what he says.
Class A douchebag right there. Really?
That's not true. I'm not a douchebag. But I was in a bad spot, and I did some shit things, and I'm sorry for them. That doesn't mean you should like insult people for it, though. I have to like call this out. Like, this is kind of like taking this high road as a streamer that you're like above everything, and I don't know if he believes that or if he's just playing a part for internet YouTube clicks. Either way, I'm not like angry about it, but I do think like seeing a 4-minute clip of someone can reflect on their entire personality, and I think it is something that Spook and Jukes might want to consider for the future of these videos, because I don't think they're perpetuating anything good, making anybody feel better. But at the same time, I'm not a freaking god. I don't get to tell people what to do. And in the end, if it's making his life better to like create this internet content, like, I think that's cool. And yeah, that's what I have to say. I do want to do something that is the opposite of what we've done so far this video, which is do the opposite of what everyone has done in this so far. I was toxic to a smaller streamer. Spook and Jukes was toxic to me. Not toxic, but he, hurt my feelings. he showed a side of me that I would rather not have on the internet. But at the same time, I put it on the internet. So that's my bad. But I want to look through Spook and Jukes content and find something I genuinely really like, because I'm gonna pause the recording and find that, and then I'll come back and share it. And I'm gonna share another small streamer that I believe deserves some support, because I think that's fundamentally a lot better thing to share online than perpetuating toxicity.